How government secrecy shapes policy decisions and public trust. Explore how government classified information and secrecy impact policymaking, transparency issues, and why it matters to everyday citizens. The hidden costs of government secrecy on policy decisions. You ever wonder why sometimes it feels like those big decisions coming out of Washington or any major government hub seem mysterious or downright confusing? Well, a lot of it boils down to government classified information and how secrecy plays a part in shaping policy behind closed doors. Imagine this. Policy decisions aren't just about public opinion or economic facts. Often, they're influenced by layers of government confidentiality that keep the public, and sometimes even other government branches, out of the loop. And while this might sound like it's all about protecting national security, the reality is a bit messier. When governments hide documents or talk about need-to-know bases, what they're really doing is creating government document secrecy that distances everyday citizens from understanding the why and how of major moves. This secrecy can lead to policies that don't fully consider public input, ignoring potential downsides or alternative solutions. Take, for example, foreign policy or military actions. Often, the full context is withheld because revealing sensitive info could compromise operations. But without transparency, there's almost no accountability. If the public only sees a filtered version of information, how can lawmakers push for better policy when the facts are incomplete or skewed? And it's not just about military stuff. Even domestic policies can be impacted. Let's say a government agency has to make a policy change, but the information driving that decision is wrapped up in layers of government information secrecy. That means the press, watchdog groups, and citizens may not get the full scoop. The result? Policies that might be less effective or sometimes even harmful because they weren't subjected to enough public debate or scrutiny. This is where the concept of government secret policies becomes a slippery slope. Sure, some secrecy is necessary. No one wants sensitive info falling into the wrong hands. But when secrecy becomes the norm, it leads to government transparency issues which, frankly, undermine public trust. There's an interesting fiction read that captures some of these ideas in a gripping way. Hush, a psychological thriller of alien manipulation and deep state deceit. It's a wild mix of conspiracy, government secrecy, and how unseen forces can twist truth and policy alike. Plus, it's a good reminder that sometimes the things hidden in government files don't just affect policy. They can topple entire belief systems. If you want to get your hands on it, you can buy now an ebook, print, or audio, and experience firsthand how secrecy and manipulation can shape the fate of nations and individuals alike. So next time you see a new law or policy come out, and it feels like you're missing vital pieces, remember that government information secrecy is at play. And while some of that secrecy protects us, it can also keep us in the dark about how decisions that affect our lives are made. The balance between secrecy and transparency is tricky, and it's something worth thinking about in our daily lives as citizens who deserve to understand the forces that govern us. In the end, understanding this gives us a better grasp of why transparency matters so much, not just as a buzzword, but as a vital part of democracy itself.